Welcome to One Tired Teacher Turned Two Tired Teachers, episode 198. 5 tips to get to winter vacation. Dun, dun, dun. So at this time of year, we're at the end of November, you're moving into December when it feels like it drags on for all of eternity.
Forever.
So we're going to talk about some things that will hopefully get you to winter vacation as fast as possible. Hope you stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Debery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Debery.
All right, so let's talk about some ideas and tips, strategies, whatever, anything that can get teachers to winter vacation without losing their sanity.
Yeah. Well, I feel like December and May are the longest months of teaching.
Oh my goodness, for sure.
Like it is like the marathon, even though you're like, really, if you look realistically, December is usually only 3 weeks of teaching, yet it feels like 20.
It feels like so much more. I actually feel like that's worse because at least in May, you are like scrambling to do all that end of the year stuff. So you're like not wanting it to be the next week when class lists are due and, cume folders and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
So I feel like December is so long. Okay.
Yes.
So
the kids are crazy. Everything's crazy.
Yeah. They're excited. I think the first thing for me that I would say is to make sure that you have like solid plans for those weeks. Don't just think you're going to wing it with holiday books and whatever, like have your plans specific. You don't have to have like crazy new hard concepts, but make sure that you have your full day is like covered every single day so that you feel like you're not like scrounging and scurrying and then like the behavior doesn't get
or doing fillers
control.
Like trying to fill. I agree. And to kind of like sub into that one. So like having a strong plan is also making sure that you're trying to keep your schedule as close to as it normally would be as possible. I know a lot of times in the month of December, there might be, sing-alongs or whatever routines your school might have. It's difficult, but if you can try to keep your schedule as similar as possible, like if you normally teach math first thing in the morning, keeping it the same will help a lot with student behavior because that predictability is there and students remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to behave this way. Like, it's not like, well, I don't know how to behave because nothing is how it ever was, it's this new thing, No, try to keep it as close to matching your normal schedule as possible.
I totally agree with that. I think that's a huge thing. I also love like one of a resource that I actually have is a Holidays Matter. It's a Matter unit for like built around Christmas where you're looking at even sinking and floating with like holiday cookies and donuts and whatever. And then, so fun. And then I usually would give kids groups like stockings and I would put a balloon inside each stocking and they'd have to put their hand in the stocking and feel and see if it was a solid, liquid or gas. And they'd have to make a prediction and they record it, whatever. And then, they dump it out and they cut open the balloon. And one of my favorite ones, especially is the air is gas when they're like, it's air. And they're like screaming. They're so excited. And then, and then when they cut the water and, it comes out because it's marble, water and gas. So it's such a fun lesson. And you could do it in a whole week. Like informational text is also in, what's the word? Integrated. I couldn't think of the word. And with questions.
We've only been talking about it
on that. I know forever, but it's such a fun activity and kids love it. You're focusing on like a season, but you're also teaching content in a really fun, engaging way. So I think that is a huge benefit.
Oh yeah. I think keeping your behavior management plan, whatever action plan it is, similar. This isn't the time to start like getting a little lax on that. You know, you don't have to ramp it up, but just holding students within that, whether it's a restorative justice or a reviewing a classroom expectation, you know, having kind of that structure still there, I think is like a nice way to make sure that your behaviors are managed as you go through.
Yeah, because that can be the hardest part sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that I do look back on and have a little bit of regret is, especially when I learned about reasons why students misbehave.
It's communication. They're communicating something to you.
And one of which is, you know, sometimes they feel left out. So then they act in a certain way and then they get left out. Like we exclude them from things because they didn't earn it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so we make that like trauma worse. I'm
not suggesting we.
No. I know you're not. I'm saying that's something that's a mistake that I have made in the past and regret, because like how hurtful is that? And I didn't really think of it like that before. And then I learned more and got better and was like, okay, this is not the thing that I want to do. I have to figure this out in a different way. Because I feel like that's hurtful, because kids want to be included. Like they
want to know they belong. It's the same as regular adults. Yep. Everyone wants to know that they are seen, heard, and belong. So
absolutely. I don't know why my glasses are like crooked.
Is your head crooked today?
I think my ears might be crooked because every time I have this crooked glasses situation. All right. So also I think it's really fun during this time of year to pick some really engaging read alouds. We're going to talk about that next week on the podcast. We get to share some of our favorites and, which we love to do. And we'll tell you, like, we're going to share like 5 or 6, and then we'll end up sharing like 15. But,
always, we love, between the two of us, we're like such book lovers.
I know. Oh, I love books. I'm like, just crazy with books. I just bought some new ones. And if they could see our screens, I have my back to school, like community building books behind me. But it's now November.
You got I Promise.
I did. I got almost every one you said. I got the Teacher Confidential one. I love that. That was one of my favorite. And then I got,
if you don't know which episode we're talking about, what was the episode number? But we shared all our favorite back to school read alouds. And we just did a brief synopsis of each of them. And it was such an amazing episode. We each shared different books. And so if you're looking to build even a library that's just more inclusive or has messages of community for all year round, it's such a great episode to go back and listen to.
It was episode 185. Yeah.
There we go. I know it wasn't that long ago.
I was like searching while you were talking. I'm like, keep going. 5 brilliant read aloud titles for the primary teacher. And we give way more than 5.
Way more than 5.
And it inspired me, Lee. I actually created this community building makerspace STEM challenges.
I love it.
Based on 10 of the books that we talked about. And one of them we didn't talk about that I added was Wimberly Worried, because I love that.
Oh, that is a good one.
And I was thinking it's back to school, but you can do community building
anytime. So even in December, when your students are starting to get a little, I think towards the end of the year, they get a little like,
no, they kind of need to be reminded a little bit. I think it's important. One, and a new one that I had never heard of, that Kristen Bell, the actress that she wrote with another person, was the world needs more purple people and the world needs more purple schools. Yeah. So cute. Such a cute, such
to check that one out.
Yeah. But we'll be talking about like seasonal books next week. So we won't go into that. All right. Do you have another tip? I have one.
I think before you leave, so before you leave for Christmas break,
that's the one I was going to say.
No, listen, it's not yours. Try to have your lesson plans for the week that you get back done so that you can actually rest over Christmas break. I am notorious for planning over Christmas break because I just was in survival mode until the end. And then over the holidays, I would take a week off, and then the rest of the time I would be working, and it was a terrible habit, and it leads to burnout. And I apologize for anyone that I encourage to do that bad working cycle. Do not do that to yourself. Instead, the week leading up, I would suggest maybe in the last 2 weeks, every day after school, do something small to help prepare for back to school. Whether it's like on a Monday, you do your reading lesson plans, Tuesday, you do your math, maybe Wednesday, you sit and order copies, Thursday, you update any data points that you
Don't
need.
forget science and social studies.
Yeah. Plan into science and social studies, update your data points. And then on Friday, like cleaning off your desk. And so Trina has one that's going to go with this one. So
no, but
ahead,
that's
Trina.
really good because I think I did the same thing. I felt like I was in survival mode and I'd get it done over Christmas vacation, but you don't want to because your kids, my kids were little. And
it doesn't even matter if you don't have kids. Yeah. You deserve time.
Absolutely.
That doesn't include teaching.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you have a family or not.
Doesn't matter if you have a family or not. If you're by yourself with your cat or dog or whatever, you deserve to have that time.
You deserve
it. Yes. You don't want to be focusing on school. Even if you just want to sit and binge watch Selling Sunset. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I'm addicted. I don't know what my problem is. I just finished it. But anyway, so you want to have some time for yourself to rejuvenate. So
you deserve it.
Having those plans ready to go so that when you come back, and that was going to be my tip, was to actually like take all of your stuff down. If you put up a Christmas tree or something like that in your classroom, take it down on the very, last day, a couple hours before, your kids maybe are watching Yes, Virginia. I love that one. It's a short movie, but you can also do some reading comprehension around it. And while they're doing that, you can take down all of your stuff. So your room is all nice and orderly when you come back. So you don't feel because usually you come back to a record day, or at least we do. And then you feel like you have to spend a couple of hours undoing everything.
Like cleaning up. Yeah.
Yeah. And that stinks. And so you just want to be able to have a fresh 2023. Isn't that insane?
How did we get here? I'm still stuck in 2019.
2019.
I feel like it's still 2019. I feel like the world ended in 2020 and then we just stopped time from there. I still feel like, wait, isn't it 2019? The other day I wrote 2019 on a paper, like a form, an actual like important paper document at work.
Yeah. They're like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with her? Oh, that's hilarious.
Time travel.
So I think those are some good tips for getting to and this is the time to think about it at the end of November so that you're
while
not
you're
like
still fresh.
Yes. Yes. You've just come back from Thanksgiving. And so now you're like, okay, I just had some rest. Now I can focus on getting through December and then being ready for January.
Yeah. And I would suggest even pulling out your planner or your notes app or whatever it is and write a couple of ideas down so that when it comes time, you're not like, what was it I said I was going to do to help prepare so I'm not stressed and I can actually enjoy my holiday break? Here they are, I write stuff I have like a teacher planner. I write it in there. So I remember like this week I'm going to do this, or today after school, I'm going to do this. And so there's like, it takes the thinking process out of it. And instead, all you have to do is you open up your teacher planner anyway, and there it is. Or if you have like a big calendar, put it on that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Well,
we're full of good ideas. Come on.
Yeah.
When we're awake. Otherwise, we're just sleeping.
That's true. Okay. So 2 tired teachers, hoping that you have a great end of November, and we'll see you next
beginning
week.
of December. Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, that's what I meant. December. Sweet dreams and sleep tight.